I'm DRSCL. I'm a dad, a chiropractor, and the translator you didn't know you needed in this, the first year of parenting. This is Decoded, the first year, the podcast that turns baby brain confusion, mum burnout, and milestone panic into clarity you can actually use. Let's make sense of the chaos by decoding it together. Hey, welcome back to Decoded, the first year. I'm Dr. SCL, chiropractor, dad, and nervous system nerd, and this is the place where we translate neurodevelopment, postpartum chaos, and baby brain confusion into calm, clear understanding. Today, we're unpacking a big one, and probably the greatest stimulus to death time Google spirals: developmental milestones. Those developmental checklists that every parent and many health professionals obsess over, and every baby seems to either completely ignore or challenge the rules of. So if you've ever thought, she's not rolling yet, is that bad? Should he be crawling by now? Or everybody else's baby is doing that and mine isn't, then this is the episode for you. So let's start here. Milestones are not bad. They give us massively helpful developmental markers, but they are often misused, most importantly misunderstood, and ultimately short-sighted. You see, here's the real issue. Most milestone charts only show timelines, and the key factor with timelines is that early is never better than late. Not function, not quality of movement, not what it tells us about the nervous system underneath. So when a baby isn't doing something on time, most parents either panic, Google frantically, or get told, just wait and see. And none of these are helpful, and none of these have any concept of why something is happening. See, here's what most people don't realize about milestones. Every single one of them, from rolling, sitting, crawling, walking, is a pure reflection of nervous system development. It's your baby's brain and body working together. The brain fires, the spine stabilizes, muscles respond, coordination happens, the spine adapts, the brain rewires, rinse and repeat. So when a baby either skips a milestone or struggles with one or does it in a particularly unusual way, it can be a sign that the nervous system is under stress and as a result not integrating properly. That doesn't mean there's something wrong, it just means we need to look closer. So let me give you a few real-world examples from my office in the past week. A baby who hates tummy time and is arching their back constantly is often a sign of spinal tension, specifically in the upper neck and or the shoulder, or an overstimulation scenario. A baby who rolls early but avoids crawling altogether, particularly the 4-point crawl, most commonly indicates a compensatory pattern in how their brain-to-body connection is developing as a result of an unbalanced lower back and pelvis. Or a baby who turns their head one way or always prefers one side, whether that be with sleeping or feeding, is often a sign of upper neck and shoulder imbalance, most commonly as a result of the heavily medicalized birth process. Now, these things aren't about fixing the baby. They're simply cues. And if we understand what they are telling us, we can support development instead of stressing over arbitrary timelines. Here's the shift I want you to ultimately make when it comes to milestones. Stop asking, is my baby on time? And start asking, is my baby integrating well? Are they moving symmetrically, adapting to their environment, responding calmly, or are they constantly showing signs of dysregulation? And are they fundamentally comfortable within their own body? When you shift your focus to nervous system function, milestone panic starts to fade. Because now you're watching for signs of connection, not just ticking off a checklist. In my office, I see babies every day who are early and or late based on a textbook or a developmental chart, but whose nervous systems are simply under some form of unnecessary stress. Through Gonstead Chiropractic, it allows me to find the tension and or misalignment that is affecting their nervous system. I can then measure and confirm that nervous system interference by testing reflexes like your standard knee jerk reflex, primitive reflexes, their developmental movement patterns, and then ultimately putting that together with their developmental milestones. I can then restore the communication between the brain and body and ultimately help babies move, adapt, and settle more easily without forcing anything. There's no pressure, no milestone boot camp, just helping their little system function the way it was intended to do so. So, if you're watching your baby and feeling anxious, this is your gentle reminder. They're not broken. They're not missing something. And you're just being fed wrong metrics. Let's stop measuring babies by timelines and start understanding them through function, regulation, and ease. So if this episode shifted your perspective, share it with another parent who's stuck in milestone panic and Google death spirals. And if you are so inclined, you can find me particularly on Instagram at Mount Hawthorn Chiropractic. This is Decoded the First Year, where baby brains, mum burnout, and nervous system chaos all starts to make sense. Dr. SCL, out. Thanks for listening to Decoded the First Year, where we translate the mess of early parenting into something that actually makes sense. Be sure to share this episode with a friend, a partner, or a mum that you know who is quietly struggling through the noise and secretly Googling every milestone. If you want to hear more decoding, follow at Mount Hawthorn Chiropractic on the socials. Let's keep decoding the chaos. No mansplaining, no pressure, no judgment, just clarity when you need it most. Please note, this podcast isn't medical advice. It's just smart strategies from a Gonstead chiropractor, a dad, and someone who's been in the room with hundreds of mums trying to make sense of their baby's development, their own postpartum recovery, and the constant noise that comes with modern parenting. Always chat with your health team for specific care.